from the mind of a 2-foot-tall talking spokes puppet comes this year's biggest challenge. It's time for Bob's Dare to Compare, the hottest game show on TV that asks, what happens when you compare Bob's to the competition? You get style. You get quality. You get beeps and boops and dings and whomps. And thousands of dollars in savings. Everyone's a winner when you dare to compare with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop in store or at mybobs.com to play now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code STYLE at checkout. That's harrys.com, code STYLE. Enjoy!
Welcome to the Men's Room Appy Hour, broadcast exclusively on Odyssey. Let the shenanigans begin.
Woot woot! Welcome to Men's Room Appy Hour, episode number 20. Thank you for joining us exclusively on the Odyssey app. All right, the weekend is almost here. Thank you for downloading and checking out the Appy Hour. We told you last time we spoke that we had a event coming up on the Men's Room World Tour, and we do have the information for you. So, the next stop, do we know what number this is?
Ooh.
We stopped counting, didn't we? I forget.
Pretty much.
4, maybe? I think more than that.
I don't know.
So we had the 884, then we had the Lime in Kirkland, we had Olaf's in Ballard.
We had the casino, Muckleshoot.
We had Muckleshoot. We had the Black Raven event when we kicked off the beer.
Are we counting that as a stop?
Oh, yeah. I believe
All
so.
right.
I think we're at 6 or 7, maybe.
That's got to be at least
Somewhere
6.
there. Okay. So we're heading on back to our...
More
old,
shows than Aerosmith.
That's right. Our old favorite stomping ground. That would be Mike's Chili Parlor.
I'm just catching strays.
I'm just saying they had a tour scheduled. You know, they canceled theirs. We're still going.
Right. Mike's Chili Parlor on Saturday, August the 24th. We will be there from 5 until 8, from what I understand. This version of the party is going to be a little different than the last time. Since we're doing it in the evening, Mike has decided to do basically a deck party.
Yes, I have.
So if you are familiar with Mike's, you know that when you walk in the front door there and you head to the left, there's a really nice little outdoor deck with picnic tables and everything else.
Correct.
So we're going to keep it a little bit more close as far as just the bar area and then the outside area.
Yeah.
Get some drinks, man. That way that Mike can, he'll I believe, still be able to do his full menu and all those things. So it's not going to be the big band spectacular kind of thing that we did the last time that we were there with the backyard and all that crap. We're just going to keep it nice, intimate, have some Men's Room IPA from Black Raven. I don't know about the sausage or anything like that. Mike typically will just do his own standard menu.
All right.
I don't think he's involved with anything like that. But either way, that is the plan. So August 24th, a Saturday from 5 until 8. We hope to see you down in Ballard at Mike's Chili Parlor. By the way, there is like a, I think it's a Ross. I'm not sure what the fuck. Trader Joe's for sure.
Yeah.
But there's actually a parking garage right beside of Mike's Chili Parlor.
Correct. That's right, yeah.
And so if you're looking for parking, that's
Are you allowed to park there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I went in there and it was like unauthorized parking, like only for the retail stores or something like that.
Well, you are at a retail location.
Yeah, it's a
right
retail
beside
location.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There might be some specifically for 24-hour fitness. I believe I remember those way back in the day.
Shouldn't their parking be a little farther away? I mean, like, you get all these things where you go like, look, I know you want to park close to whatever it is you're doing, grocery store, mall, but you're going to the fucking gym.
Right.
Fuck that. Look, you should park farther away. Like,
Why is
these
your fitness
spots
my
are
problem?
Right. You want to be fit, walk a little bit, and walking is the easiest exercise. So to me, like the handicapped spots are closest, right? And then like parking for the gym would be on the perimeter.
Is that your new jingle?
Whatever parking lot.
Steve's back on that. He's got a brand new fitness plan. He's gonna unveil it on the world sometime here in the next month or so. It's Get Fit in 60 Seconds with Steve Hill.
Yeah.
So how many push-ups are you up to now? I know you started this as a challenge with your son. Like 2 or 3 months ago?
I'm up to 34 now, and I'm trying to go by increments of 5, right? So
is that all at once?
Yeah, in one
just
set.
one set, and then you're done.
One set, and I'm done.
Okay,
and when
all
I
right.
used to do this when I was much younger, I would do 3 sets of 40. Like, that's the point I got to. And I mean, you drop down at work and all that.
Right.
I'm 55 now, so fuck that. But so I try to go up by 5s, and I hit 30, I don't know, maybe a week ago or something like that. And you give yourself a couple of days at 30, and then you try to get up to 35. And, man, I'm telling you, so yesterday I hit 33. This morning, it's the first thing I do. Get out of bed, stretch for a second. And, again, I'm not stretching because I'm active. I'm stretching because my body hurts.
Yeah.
Right. But right after that, I drop down and do the push-ups, right? And I'm like, you don't feel like doing them, but I'm like, it takes 45 seconds of your day. Just get it fucking done, right? So get out of bed, drop down. I want to hit 35. I get to 34. I'm feeling good about myself. You try to do that last push. Then your arms, they start shaking like one of those things outside of a used car lot.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I mean, I am fighting, man. And you realize you're just hovering there for like 8 seconds. And finally, I just let myself drop. Right? Like my arms are like, hey, bro, we're close. We'll get there. But it ain't happening today. So it's annoying. But the flip side is I do feel a little better.
What's the kid up to?
The kid, he's basically bailed out at 20.
So is he still doing them?
He's not still doing them, but to his credit, he does so much other active shit.
No.
I'm like, I don't care. Sure, man.
That's the challenge you guys took, so he needs to be in there with you.
No, it's a challenge I took. He said he wanted to do it. But I hold it to him. I go, look, man, you dropped something, but that's on you.
Is the goal 40 or 50 for you then?
As many as I can, but 50 for sure.
All right. Okay.
So, but like with my son, I'm like, you bailed out of the challenge. I just don't take your word for things again. But no, that's how it works. You said you were going to do this thing. I'm not going to make you do shit, and that's always my thing with life. Like, I'm not going to make you do anything, but I know if I can trust you.
No, nothing cuts
Yeah,
deeper
so
than
it's
a
just
father's
like, I'm sorry,
disappointment.
dude, it's up to you. You said you wanted to do this.
Do you guys remember there was a...
Oh, by the way, that day of the Mike's Chili Parlor,
Yeah.
we also get the Seahawks are playing at 7 p.m. that night.
Oh, no
really?
shit. So we get to watch Seahawks game. Cool. He's got plenty of TVs in there, too. And I believe he has one out on the deck as well. So that'll be so even if you're out on the deck, you'll be able to watch the what a big
that big deck energy.
Do you guys remember? I worked with this guy. God,
Touch the deck.
I cannot remember his name, but I worked with him at CBS in Baltimore in like 96, 97, and then again in 2002, 2001, 2003, somewhere in there. But he was a sales guy, and he was an older sales guy, and he was a military guy, and he was really well fit. But he was one of the best no bullshit sales guys on that staff as far as he just went and got it done. Now, he was an ex-military guy.
That's why he got shit done.
Hey, but just a straight-laced, typical, ex-military Baltimore dude. He had the high and tight. He just had that look to him, and he was built. And so we were at an event at one point at Mars Supermarkets, and I asked him, and God damn, I'm racking my brain trying to remember his name. Either way, I said, man, you still look like you're fit. He said, I get up every morning, I stretch, I do 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups. And I was like, what do you do? Break it down to 20, 5 sets of 20? He's like, I do 100 push-ups. And then I do 100 sit-ups. And then I get in the shower and I start my day.
That's all you got to do.
And he was probably
100 in a row.
He was probably 60.
That's wild.
I mean, I was like, God damn, man.
Well, man, like 3 weeks ago, one of the buddies I am still doing the challenge with, I'm at his place. I'm like, how many push-ups are you up to? So basically, we get to this guy's place. My wife's talking to his wife. We go out back. We're smoking some weed. And there is a friend of his there, a neighbor. And so I said to my buddy, man, how many push-ups are you up to now? And he's like, man, I'm hovering around 22. So his neighbor doesn't know we're doing this thing. And we give him a quick explanation that, yeah, man, we're just doing a push-up challenge. Just kind of get on each other. So his neighbor doesn't look like anything, right? Drops down and pumps out 55 fucking push-ups.
Damn.
He does, right, I mean, just like he pulls the joint out of his mouth, does 55 push-ups. And I said, look, I don't know you, but fuck you anyway. And he goes, man, there was some video. He told me about it, and his thing was you try to do a ton, and then do 2 days where you just do like 10 or 15, then you build back up. I don't remember the whole thing, but he's like, oh yeah, I can drop do 55 anytime. But it was, and you never saw him struggling.
Was he military or anything?
No, this is like
He just ripped him
He's just
out.
a fit dude.
He's just when you look at him, you wouldn't think so. I just could not believe that he dropped and did 55 push-ups. I mean, like I said, you never saw his arms burning. He never slowed down. He probably could have done 70, just based on knowing how you start to slow down and that kind of thing. He just busted out 55. And me and the guy that are doing the challenge are like, man, fuck this guy.
Well, go
God
ahead.
damn, man.
The older I get, the better I get at certain things. And to me, sometimes the mental challenge is harder than the physical challenge.
Sure.
Just getting my ass up and dragging myself to the gym is a mental challenge. Now, when I get there, I'm fine, but then the mental challenge also begins. So this morning I got up, I got stoned, I go to the gym. All right? I'm normally pretty high in there. I look like Ted's left eye. I just can't really see.
Oh, no. Throwing jabs out
And
here.
they're red and fucking watery because I just got stoned. I mean, I literally got stoned 10 minutes before I got to the gym. So I'm in there, man, and right where the dip bar is, there is a huge wall of mirrors, and it's kind of like the mat room as well.
All right.
So people go in there and they work on their yoga mats, whether they're doing, planking or stretching or whatever their routine is. They set up little stations in there. So it's me and just this absolutely beautiful woman, and that's it in this pretty big size room. Now, with all things considered, I was in there first. She could have set up a little bit farther away from me.
Sure.
She chose to set up closer to me than, there's, plenty of room in there, but for whatever reason, she's kind of closer to me than not.
All right.
I'm fine with that. All right. Then she starts to stretch. And I don't know if this woman was a professional dancer or a ballerina or what her deal was. But when I say she sat down and spread her legs, they were absolutely perpendicular. They were.
Oh, my God.
They were straight out, if not behind her, like this.
It's like she was up against a wall.
She has very short
That's
shorts.
your queefable.
Okay, and I mean,
You know what I mean? Like sometimes you sneeze and fart. I just feel like
Now,
if I stretch my legs that
I
far.
am facing this mirror now. This is the hardest thing.
Focus, Miles.
This exactly back to the mental part, Ted. That's exactly what I was saying. Now, the only thing that I cannot do is look at her groin area. Right. She's got a beautiful face. Can't look at that. What if we make eye contact? That's terrible, right? But I still have to get these. I have to get these dips out, right? About 8. I normally do 5 sets of 12. All right. On number 8, on set 3, I'm kind of struggling. I need a little motivation. So, man, I swear to you, I just took a millisecond peek. And then I went 9, 10, 11, 12. Knock the rest out. I get up and I stretch and I'm leaning down. I'm just like, don't look up. Don't look up. Don't. Because if I'm looking up in the mirror, I mean, right there in front of me. I don't even have to look over. It's right there in the mirror. And I'm just like, don't look, don't look, don't look. And so I still have 2 more sets after this.
Sure.
But I was successful with maybe just a millisecond peek at her body without just for motivation on one set. And I thought when I walked out there, I was like, you know what, man? I'm proud of you, dude.
Good job,
Because
buddy.
I really wanted to look at you. But
Did
I
she
did
catch
not.
you?
No, I didn't. I swear to God, I did not make eye contact. I made body contact with just a
She
smidgen
knew.
of a second. She spread her legs right beside me.
Well, it's
into
hard
the mirror.
not to,
I
right,
know.
when you're in the mirrors, because like the gym I used to work at in Capitol Hill was pretty small, and there wasn't a lot of people in there. But there was one of the trainers would come in, and she was just a dime, and always would wear like the little booty shorts, sports bra. But same thing, like you're trying not to look, but it's so small, like
Yeah.
you just end up looking sometimes, and
Sure,
it's like,
your eyes wander a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't you just say, like, hey, man, I just want to let you know, you have a wonderful labia.
So then I go over to the. I
can't help but notice.
I go over to the
Her
rowing.
ass was ridiculous. What was the old school machine chicks used to do?
Oh, I still do
the
that.
Thighmaster
That's for
thing?
those are for your inner groin area. Actually, man, I'll tell you something. If you ever have a situation where you want to get a much harder dick in life without using pills, and I'm not kidding you, the machine that Ted is talking about, where you basically spread your legs and push them inward, and there's another machine that pushes them outward.
Yep.
And if you just do some squats, when I started doing that, man, I would wake up in the morning and my dick was looking at me, just based on that area and getting the blood flowing to that area,
right.
down there. It was almost like, wow, man, this is kind of a secret thing. I'm going to keep doing this. So I kept doing those extensions and shit. Then I go over to the rowing machine. There's a guy over there, and he's got like tortoiseshell glasses on, but they're leaning. They're like at an angle, and he's got a piece of tape on one side of the temple, right? Damn. His hair is parted to the side, but it's also covering up his balding area on top of the back, which I can see.
She'll notice me.
Again, there's 2 rowing machines.
Did you see the woman with the great labia?
He's wearing a white V-neck T-shirt with yellow stains under the arm. Right? Now these rowing machines are pretty close, so I sit down beside him. One thing you need to know about the rowing machines is they kind of operate on not a belt system necessarily, but the wheel that you're pulling is essentially a fan.
Correct.
So it's blowing air back at you, right?
No.
So I'm going to go for like 5-10 minutes maybe. I sit the fuck down, man. I strap my feet in, and I get one whiff off that fan, man. And I mean, it's him. The smell of the locker where you've worked out for 8 days but haven't changed the clothes in that locker.
Right.
They're just sitting there rotting.
But you left
them
in there when they were wet. Right. And he's got like fucking 1980 Reebok white tennis shoes on that are kind of like stained up and shit, like a radio engineer.
Yeah.
But as soon as this quaff hits me, man, I'm just like, oh shit. Like I don't want to bail because I've only been on this thing for like 30 seconds. So I fought through for 5 minutes. But he got done in the 5 minutes that when he just got up and walked by me, I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like, how are you not even cognizant of how bad you smell? Like you're a grown man. You're like in your 40s or 50s. I cannot explain to you. It was like the funk of the laundry. It was the funk of his body. I was like, God damn. And then, okay.
That's just gross.
Keep in mind, even when I walked to the gym this morning, it was 75 degrees. I watched him walk out. He put on a down fucking puffy jacket.
Jesus.
Just locking it in?
Just locking it in with that wet fucking shirt. I was like, well, he doesn't obviously leave his clothes here, but Jesus Christ.
That's
dude.
a good thing.
Man, oh man. That was,
That's foul.
I went from just a beautiful woman to just one of the rankest dudes in the entire gym within a matter of minutes.
Did you go back to the beautiful woman?
No.
And her beautiful lady.
I tried to stay away from that, man. It was just too much.
Just go do some triceps to show her what she's missing.
It was just too much. You guys do anything else?
She's probably like, God, I was trying to hit on this guy at the gym that I see there. You know what I mean? I'm back and just pussy out.
Barbara,
and he
I'm
left.
telling you, I threw my vagina at him.
Maybe I should just talk to him.
Yeah.
He seemed to care more about hanging out with the smelly guy.
Remember that smelly weird guy? Yeah.
Hey, look, man, I'll tell you this.
Maybe he's gay.
I'll tell you this. I can I can actually work out at home and do it on a pretty regular basis if I so choose. But the difference between spending $50 every month and going and oh god, all right.
I just want to go smoke weed with this guy.
No, I just want to fuck, man. There's something.
He shows up to the gym.
Just one or two good asses in there, man. It just kind of makes my day. I'll just walk by the Eclipse machine and go, shit. Wow, man. Like, I'm glad I'm not working out at home. Like this, I need to get out. I need to get into this place. I need to just like watch other people work out and realize, okay, I got to do this. I got to keep fucking working out. But,
No, dude, I'm with you. It's like work.
yeah, I mean, just getting there is
Right? Like, I mean, like when I had COVID a couple times, like I would do the show from home, but it's not the same.
It's not.
Like, you gotta, like, to me, like, I'm with Miles. Like, if I'm gonna go to a gym, like, I gotta get up and go to a gym. If I sit at home, I'll do some sit-ups and push-ups and be like, yeah,
I'm
that's
done.
good.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why.
With an American Standard heat pump system, the future of heating and cooling your home is already here. Bringing constant comfort to your home, American Standard heat pumps are energy efficient, reliable, and ready for tomorrow today. Plus, making the upgrade from your traditional furnace or AC unit is easier than ever before with home energy offers, rebates, and tax credits. Learn more at americanstandardair.com/electrification. American Standard, built to a higher standard.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
Miles, you got a little Rob Lowe action happening today.
What's that?
Just All-Star Game shirt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, that's, yeah. I mean,
Where did you get that shirt? Because I know that you didn't go down to Texas.
no, my ex-wife brought it for me. She was down there for work. She works for a veterinary company, and believe it or not, she was not supposed to go to this thing. So they said, look, our primary sponsor, celebrity, whatever, on a conference call is Cal Ripken Jr.
Oh, right.
And
She had no clue who he was.
no,
she does.
She wore
No,
number
she would
8.
know,
She wore number
absolutely.
8 in softball because she worshipped Cal Ripken Jr. So she's explaining this to the higher ups, so to speak, who are going to go down there. 85% of them had no idea who Cal Ripken Jr. is.
Sure.
So, she's going on and on and on about being at the last game and how he's the Iron Man and broke Lou Gehrig's record and just rattling off all this shit. And the guy in charge of it all says, "What are you doing this weekend?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing. I'm working." He's like, "You're coming down to Texas. You're going to be our ambassador
Nice.
for Cal
Good.
Ripken Jr. as we sit in a suite, watch the All-Star game."
Right.
She set up tables and with her and fucking Cal Ripken Jr. Like, I got these pictures.
Right.
I'm just like, number one, you forget how big that guy is.
Sure.
He is he was a big baseball player. I forget that. He played third base, but
Yeah.
for a third baseman, he ain't Aaron Judge, but he is a big motherfucker. But she sat out there in 105-degree weather every day, handing out shit out in front of the game. But she said so she saw the national anthem.
For the home run derby. Yeah.
She said that the home run derby night was so much more exciting than the actual game night. There was just so much more electricity in the air as far as the excitement of what you're watching. And she's like, it's not like baseball's boring, but the game doesn't really matter.
No.
And unless you have a rooting interest in one or two of the players, which she did, the O's and a catcher and somebody else. She's an Oriole fan.
I had friends last summer that you had to buy like a package of tickets. And a couple of them, they sold the game tickets. They just wanted to go to the home run derby.
Right.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I feel like
Given
that
the
is
choice,
the
that's
draw.
exactly what I'd want to do.
Right. I mean, think about even with the NFL Pro Bowl. Like, they care more about the fun challenges in between the players.
It's a
than the
lot
actual
more
game.
fun, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they went flag football. It's just more interesting to watch. To watch someone. I just remember years ago watching J.J. Watt just blow through the line and not sack a quarterback.
Right.
Right.
'Cause, I'm not trying to hurt you.
'Cause
None of
nobody's
us want to
actually
get
trying.
right. And it's like, this is boring as fuck, man.
Yeah. And then so her work associate, so they're in, I don't know what night this is, but her work associate says to her, "Okay, do you see the guy in the suite over from us?" And she's like, "Yeah." "You mean the guy with the mustache?" And she goes, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, listen, I don't want you to think anything less than me, but I'm pretty sure that guy's an adult film star." And she's like, I know for a fact, this is an older lady. She's like, "I know for a fact that I have seen that guy in an adult film." Now they're starting to laugh. They already had
Right.
some drinks. You know what I mean? Like, ha, 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 ha. They do some probing to find out, no pun intended, who this guy is. And so they ask around, like, "Hey, man, do you guys know who the guy is with the mustache next?" But nobody in their suite knew.
The one with the third leg.
Okay, so then the other woman tries to do some prodding. So there's someone standing in between both of their doors, like
Yeah.
just they have a ticket thing they got to swipe, but they still have staff in between all of the suites, right?
Yeah.
So they go up to one guy and she asked him. She's like, "Hey, the suite next door to us, the guy with the mustache. Do you know who that is?" He's like, I can't tell you who that is. I don't know who that is." So she comes back out later to go do something, whatever the deal is, and the guy stops her and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "I did find out who that was. It's a ex-Met baseball player, Keith Hernandez."
Keith Hernandez sounds like he's done porn.
No, I know, but the woman.
That's
who was with her
awesome.
is like, "Keith Hernandez." She thought it was like a porn star because he still has that porn star look to him. She was like, "Thought I knew that guy from porn." Like, nah,
That's Keith Hernandez.
That's Keith Hernandez.
Well, it's like when we ran that game in Germany, I had never had a usher. Like, they checked our tickets every freaking time.
Yeah.
So, you know why?
Because people just sneak by.
No.
So, right, but usually by the third quarter of a game, they know you're sitting in that section.
Sure.
But they were super strict. And then in the fourth quarter, they put the camera on, and we realized because Bayern Munich's coach was sitting like 3 rows behind.
Yeah,
us.
and we were in their stadium.
That's why they were so strict.
Right.
Gotcha.
But
I mean, I wouldn't have known. But he looked like a fucking soccer
they
coach.
never-
I just put him up
When I went to the Super Bowl, they did the same thing. Like they checked our tickets a handful of times through. So that's
Here's
why I
my
thought
thing
that.
too. But I was always the guy who was like walking up the staircase with a cigarette and unlit and a beer in my hand because I was going outside to smoke. But you could also take your beer
take
with
your
you,
beer.
and you could just smoke right outside of the door. So I think after a couple times they realized like this fucking guy,
he's not a
he
threat.
has no idea.
He's a drunk and a nicotine addict.
He's he's a drunken American. He does not give a shit about German soccer.
Right. And like there was a lot of Germans around us. There wasn't a ton of other Americans, but we had no fucking idea that coach was sitting behind us.
No,
None.
none. All right, bitches, thank you for joining us for the Men's Room Happy Hour and episode number 20. Don't forget, Mike's Chili Parlor, August 24th. That's a Saturday. Hopefully you can stop by. It's absolutely free. 21 years of age and older. We'll see you there from 5 till 8.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. In the meantime, who should we say fuck off? You know what, man? Fuck the Eagles because the Ravens play them tonight in preseason.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
From the mind of a 2-foot-tall talking spokes puppet comes this year's biggest challenge. It's time for Bob's Dare to Compare, the hottest game show on TV that asks, what happens when you compare Bob's to the competition? You get style. You get quality. You get beeps and boops and dings and whomps. And thousands of dollars in savings. Everyone's a winner when you dare to compare with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop in store or at mybobs.com to play now.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for